CES 2022 is upon us, and LG is first in line with their new lineup of TVs and what we can expect for 2022. Hi, welcome to Zgadgetreview. CES 2022 is finally underway, and LG has announced their new lineup of OLED TVs coming to the market. There are some surprises, of course, for this upcoming year, but there's also some usual stuff that they promise that no one will actually know until the TVs come out to the market. So let's go over the new lineup of the upcoming TVs. This is going to be for the LG OLED A2, B2, C2, and G2. Now, the last two types of models of OLED TVs actually bring some new surprises when it comes to sizes and types of screens. And also, the B2 is going to get somewhat of an upgrade, if you can call the new chipset an upgrade. But the C2 and the G2 will remain that top of the line TVs for the OLED lineup of TVs. So let's start with the A2 series. The A2 series is going to remain the entry level model for the LG OLED TVs. This is going to be the one that starts at 60 Hz and stays at 60 Hz. It has HDMI 2.0. It does not have HDMI 2.1 in it. So you lose some features and capabilities with this TV. The next step up is going to be the B2, and this one you get 120 Hz. It is going to retain the same type of panel that the previous year's TVs had. It is also going to start at the 55 inch and go all the way up to the 77 inch size. Of course, HDMI 2.1 features are on deck. It is going to be, of course, a 4K OLED TV with HDMI 2.1 features. But the big difference on this TV is that it's going to stick with the Alpha 7 or A7 Gen 5 chips. There's not going to go to the next level, which is the Alpha 9, which goes into the C2. Now, starting with the C2 this year, there's actually a lot of improvements, or some improvements. One is that the C2 is going to actually have Gen 2 EVO panels. The other thing is that the size is going to start at 42 inches. So it's going to have the smallest size OLED TV that we've seen in the market so far offered by LG. Of course, it's going to have 120 Hz refresh rates, HDMI 2.1, and all the features of HDMI 2.1. Now, the biggest change on these TVs is that HDMI 2.1 is going to be unleashed at 48 gigabits per second. So it's no longer going to be capped at 40. They're saying that starting this year, you're going to be able to get the full capability of the HDMI port and enjoy 40 gigs per second speeds. So that is a big update for these TVs. Now, one downside though is that the new EVO panel that is going to be on the C2s isn't going to get as bright as the G2. And G2 also has a big change up its sleeve. So the G2 is going to have the brighter EVO 2, which is going to be 20% brighter than last year's EVO panel. And they're saying that this is thanks to a heatsink in the panel that is going to allow the TV to give you a brighter picture. I am wondering if they're using the same type of heatsink that Sony used on their private TVs last year. I will assume that that's what they're doing, but of course they have not disclosed that, because why would they say that they're copying somebody else's technology on their TVs? The other biggest huge change for the C2 is that you're going to be able to get it at a crazy 97 inch. That's right, you're going to have a 97, a massive TV in your home, of course, if you can fit it. So you can have, I'm assuming, kind of a cinematic experience, right? The bigger the screen, the better the picture, the more immersive and all this stuff. So the cool thing is that it's going to be 97 inches. Price is going to be crazy. I am thinking between $30,000 and $40,000, if somewhere up there. The one thing that they're saying about this TV, you're going to be able to hang it on the wall. And the reason is because they're using new materials to make the TV lighter. LG says that they're going to use a new composite fiber material in the construction of the TVs of the G2 and C2 that is going to make it considerably lighter than previous TVs, meaning that it's going to be easier to carry, easier to hang on a wall, and also should make the TVs a little stronger when moving around. And I will tell you that I know that for experience because I recently moved my OLED TV and it was the most scariest experience that I've ever had. The way the screen wobbles because it's so thin and small, and you got to be so careful when you're moving it and positioning it. It's I think that is really really scary and nerve wracking. The person I was moving the TV with was all like, "I don't want to move it. I don't want to touch it. I'm so scared. I'm going to snap it in half." So hopefully this will make it so when you have to move one of these TVs, it doesn't make it such a nerve-wracking experience. Now the G2 is going to come in a gigantic 97-inch size, 83 inches, 77 inches, 65 inches, and 55 inches. Going back to the C2, in order to get that EVO panel, you need to buy your TV at a 55-inch or larger. If you get a 42-inch, you won't have an EVO panel. But something tells me that the reason why LG is going so low on the C2s or small on the C2s is in order to be able to fit the TV in someone's house that is small, and also for someone that might want to use a TV as a computer monitor. And, color accuracy is imperative for a lot of those things that you do in one of these monitors. So it's a great bet by LG. Also for gaming, of course. Gaming, who could forget? Another big change for the upcoming TVs is going to be WebOS. WebOS is going to change to version 22, which is going to represent 2022. So I'm assuming that next year it'll be WebOS 23 for 2023 and so on. This way, you'll actually be able to tell what version of WebOS you're in, and if it represents the year that you bought the TV on and all these things, it makes it easier to keep track of what version of the software you're in. Some of the changes on the software is going to be that you're going to be able to add profiles now. And this is something that makes sense that LG is doing, because with last year change of WebOS, which I hate the way WebOS looks since last year, is they're trying to make it so you use your TV more as a browser, or not browser, like a content browser, kind of like a Fire TV or a Roku kind of thing. Instead of you having to go out and buy this extra stuff to attach to your TV, LG is betting on people just using what comes built into the TV and not have to use these other things, which is a smart thing. And one of those things, in order to move forward to having the TV be more useful in that department, is to add profiles. So now you'll be able to, if you have multiple people using the same TV, and you have, let's say, your content, your channels arranged in a certain way. When I mean channels, I'm talking about your streaming services arranged in a certain way that no one else can go and change it for you. So everybody be able to arrange things the way they want to. Now, this isn't going to change the settings on the TV. So you won't be able to assign a profile to a setting. So let's say if I hate soap opera effect and echo mode and all these things, and my roommate or my brother or sister or whoever lives in the house with me loves all those features, you won't be able to assign a setting to a profile. But I'm assuming that there's something that's probably going to be coming with a software update at some point, if not next year. Because it makes sense, if you are assigning profiles to someone watching that TV, why not assign a profile that changes everything on that device to tailor the experience the way the person wants to use it? I think that would be a very smart way to do things in the future. Another feature being touted by LG is room-to-room share. And room-to-room share is going to make it so you can send that information from one TV to another. So let's say you're in your bedroom, right? And you're watching a news program or a TV show on your cable box, because I guess some people still have cable boxes. You can go ahead and send that signal to another TV in another part of the house so people can watch what you're watching. Also, the person who is receiving that information on their TV can go ahead and actually take control of the program and change the channel and put the volume up and things like that. So it is kind of a neat feature, I guess, in a way. I don't know how useful it will be to send something you're watching in one room to another, which I will think that most likely you can watch whatever you're watching in one room to another room. But hey, it's a feature that LG is going to add to their TVs. Now, this is not going to be available from the first day the TV comes out. It's going to be an update that happens later on in the year. And lastly, something called always ready, which means that the TV is going to be off but remain on. It's going to make the screen into a low power canvas where you can have information like weather, you can have the time, assuming you can have news, you can have artwork. They have something similar right now, but I guess they're rebranding it to Always Ready. I've never really been a fan of that, especially when it comes to OLED TVs and possible burning. If I'm not using TV, I'd rather have it off than to have it on, displaying information that I most likely don't need to have displayed. So if you're someone who will be interested in something like this, well, it's coming to an LG TV next year. Of course, we don't have any pricing for these TVs yet because announcements were just made. But if I had to guess, G2 97-inch TV is going to be the most expensive TV out there, no counting micro LED, of course. And C2 42-inch is going to be the cheapest TV out there. I will argue that it's going to be even cheaper than the A2 TVs. Good job, LG. Now, I'm wondering how bright these new EVO panels are going to be. When they say it's going to be 20% brighter, is it going to be brighter than a Sony TV was last year, or is it going to be on par with what a Sony TV was last year? Again, of course, these are all new questions that we have, and hopefully questions that we will have answered once these TVs make it out to the public. I expect to hear some more information about this TV, especially when it comes to pricing and all these things in the next couple of months. Of course, I will be providing you with all the information that I find out on these TVs like I did last year, pricing, sizes, availability, and everything. I'm going to be looking for that information all the time so I can break it out for you. And make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't, for more content on CES and more things planned for the year. What do you think about these upcoming TVs from LG? Do they make you excited, or are you like, oh my god, again, LG promising something that might not be a reality? Why did they decide to destroy WebOS, and why haven't they fixed it yet? Let me know in the comment section. That's it for me. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. And thank you very much for watching.